This episode, Dude, Brett, and JD receive a blind from one of our biggest fans. So sit back, grab a pour, kick up your feet, and enjoy this episode of the Bourbon Hunters.
Gather round the mic, it's time to unwind. Drinking our bottles, all that we find. With tastings and tales, we're sharing our pours. Tune in each week, there will always be more. Tune in each week, there's lots to hear. Laughter and stories, we're all here to share. We're giving our ratings, they're always fair. Sit back, grab a pour, kick up your feet and enjoy.
And while you're listening, head over to our website at bourbonhunters.com where you can purchase Bourbon Hunters glassware and products and sign up for our Patreon, which puts you on our list for single barrel announcements from our private barrel club.
Tune in each week. Sit back. Tune in each week. Grab a pour. Tune in each week. Kick up your feet and enjoy. Kick up your feet and enjoy.
Welcome to another episode of the Bourbon Hunters. I'm Dude Poole, and I'm joined by
Ritter.
and
Brett.
And we've got a nice special episode today. We have been provided a blind from
Todd Ritter of the Bourbon Road.
Todd Ritter.
Thank you, sir.
Friend of Fritter.
Hey.
Hey, another
I like
FF.
that.
Todd Ritter, friend of Fritter. So Bourbon Road, we've been fans of that show in a long time. I mean, I've listened all the way back from when they had their very first color guy. So yeah, Jim Shannon, right? He's the one that's been there all along.
He's the host.
But before Big Chief, they had another guy. Can't remember his name. So I listened all the way back then, and then Big Chief came on, then he left, and now Todd's on all the time, right?
Yeah, and he's a really good friend of our friend Jason's too.
Yeah. So thank you for providing us with the blind tonight. So we've got 4 bottles or vials or samples or whatever you want to call it in front of us, all lettered A, B, C, and D. So all we have in front of us are vials that just have letters on them, and then we've got envelopes that have the letters on them, which I assume inside reveals what we are tasting. So I think we're going to just taste through all 4 samples and then rate them, and then reveal them all at the end. What do you think?
Yeah,
Cool.
works with me.
I feel like I'm on a game show with like envelopes and whatnot.
Yeah,
you know what
right.
I mean? I really like this. So
No, me too.
Thank you for taking the time to do it this way.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
This
So
is the best
it's
way
really
to be
cool.
truly blind.
Yeah.
Whenever we do them, someone knows
Yeah.
what we're
Yeah,
drinking,
this is
even
the
if the
first.
order's not the same.
Right.
So what's cool about this to me is we're gonna taste these, and then we're not gonna be thrown off by figuring out what it was right after we taste it. So because that might start to give us an idea of what it is we're about to be tasting. So we're gonna blind them all and reveal them all at the same time.
I like it.
Okay. All right. So we've got the first one, Pour de Gigils, or Pour A, right?
They're in
A.
the glass.
Pour A is in the glass.
So this is my first drink of the day.
Should we do a quick primer? Or
Minus the ones I had at work. No, I'm kidding. Totally kidding.
You want to do a primer?
I don't know. I mean, it's up to you guys.
I've been wanting to try that Private Select Wild Turkey.
Up to you guys. We can do
You
one.
like that?
Yeah.
Yeah, let's do that real quick because I don't want it to be visceral, and they're small samples, so hold on one sec. All right, we're back with, you did the Wild Turkey Private Select that we just got the other day.
Yeah, this one's Tyrone.
Q.
Yeah, yes.
I know, it is.
Unless
you picked the wrong one.
When I did the pick with Jason, the rye came from Tyrone Q.
Yeah.
And it was great. And I don't know if I've had a bourbon from Q that I remember that's memorable.
Well, there's
What's good
another
about-
one back there from Tyrone R.
Yeah, that's the one I had for a while.
Pirate
I
Warehouse.
got that in December. Yeah, it's Tyrone R. So this one, I will say, this is a good choice for our first drink of the night because this gives me a pretty good visceral reaction. The first time I've had it pretty much every night for the last week. And the first drink of the night, it always gives me a pretty good visceral reaction. So I think this is a
Oh,
good
wow, it does,
selection.
yeah. Agree.
But it settles into a nice little flavor bomb after a couple sips. It's nice.
I do love me some wild turkey, man. I got to try and get my hands on one of those.
Have you opened the
8-year.
Kentucky Spirit yet?
I've not. I'll probably do it this weekend.
I just missed an 8-year by maybe an hour on Tuesday night.
Are they flying off the shelves that quick?
Well, it was at Benny's, and yes,
Okay.
they are.
Wow.
Because they've never had it yet. I mean, since back in the Austin Nichols days, right? They haven't done age-stated wild turkeys in forever.
That's true. I'm going to New York next week, like upstate New York, not New York City. I don't know if they're a control state. I really don't know.
They are not. They're a secondary state.
So I might have to just like do some browsing, if I will, not
But
so much
those
shopping.
shouldn't be secondary. If you find them, they shouldn't be secondary.
Well, just curious if they might even have it, or if it's allocated, or
Well, they had both the Star Hill Farms and the 8-year Wild Turkey earlier that day, and they were both gone when I got there.
I really want that Star Hill Farms after having that.
You know what I missed out on, though? They had a Bomburgers at another place I went to.
PFG?
For $200.
PFG?
Yeah.
was it this year's Bomb
The
Burgers?
2024.
I might pay that for it.
Right. It's only like $30 or $40 more.
Yeah,
And I was
retail.
like,
Yeah.
and I didn't know that. I texted Jason after I left, and I was kind of in a hurry to get back to the dogs because we had them with him at the hotel, and I was just worried,
Yeah, I get it.
Even though we gave Clyde some trazodone.
Just still like it's
Yeah.
new noises,
But
new
he
plays.
was perfectly
Zombified,
fine. No,
nice.
he wasn't, but he was calm, and he was just fine. He hadn't gotten anything. We got him a new toy, and he was just up on the bed chewing the toy. And we always lay a big blanket down on beds when we go to hotel rooms,
Yeah,
so that they
smart.
can lay on the bed and not get hair everywhere.
Yeah.
But we always do that. We'll take their beds, and then they'll sit in the car with them. But then we'll put those in the room so they can sleep on them, and then we'll take a big, because they always like to get up on the bed.
Oh, yeah.
So we just take a big blanket and put that up on the bed so they can't mess up the bed.
That's so considerate.
Well, listen, they charge you a security fee or,
True.
deposit, and I just don't want any excuse for them to not, charge extra or whatever after you leave. Oh, excess cleaning or, some
Right.
stupid shit. That's all it takes. All right, what do you guys think of this Private Select?
Oh, it's really, really good.
I like it. I always like these. I mean, anytime I go there, I'll pick one up.
I picked up two.
Yeah.
He bought one for me because it was limit one. The Kentucky Spirits were not.
This is a little medicinal cherry right now that I'm getting on this.
A little bit
a
of
little
cherry and a little bit of vanilla. It's almost to me like a you go to the Wendy's and you do the pour your own flavors.
Oh yeah.
It's almost like a cola with cherry and vanilla syrup in it. The visceral reaction, though, was I not right though? Like it kind of goes away after a couple
agree.
drinks, but like I get it every time I've drank this.
Because I could taste nothing on the first sip because it was
Yeah.
all visceral. And then the
Yeah.
second one, I was like, ooh, there's a Luton's cough drop in there. There's like some medicinal cherry, like all
Yeah.
that.
Yeah, but I think this will be a good one to set our palates for
Yeah,
the rest
absolutely.
of the. Just drink some water to get a little bit of. Apparently.
Roomba.
Oh yeah, drink some fizzy water. Apparently that clears the palate, according to Reese.
Yeah.
So like sparkling water? Is that what you're
Yes.
saying?
Yeah, she
The
said,
bubbles.
Reese Sims from she's from Canada. She was on our episode a couple weeks ago. She says that if you drink carbonated water, it'll actually clear off your palate. And
I love sparkling water, so
I-
sign me up, man.
I don't know that I've ever really had sparkling water.
Really? I
Yeah.
drank the shit out of it. It's
I mean,
just
outside of like a flavored liquid death or something,
Yeah,
I've
yeah.
never really had just standard water that's
they're
sparkling.
they're kind of refreshing. Sometimes I get tired of just drinking plain water all day long.
Yeah, that doesn't
So-
bother me.
Yeah.
Generally, if I want bubbles, I want like a Diet Coke or
Cola,
something. Or,
yeah.
yeah. But, okay. So back to the love fest for Mr. Ritter, friend of Fritter. And
John Ritter.
no, Todd.
Come and knock on our door.
Come and knock on our door.
We've been waiting for you.
We've been waiting for you. You can't sing one line.
I
and
know.
Not
I
echo it
I
afterwards.
knew
Yeah.
that you guys would just chime in, right? So
Damn it. Keep it going.
there's a phrase for that one. It's like I forget what it's called though.
Infectious.
No, it's something about like when it's like you do like row, row, row your boat, and then you
row,
start it,
row,
and then
row
you
your
start
boat.
it,
Yeah.
and it.
I don't know what that is.
I forget what
I'm
it's
sure.
called though.
I thought you were talking about
Harmonizing.
It's something with there's something about harmonizing in it. Yeah,
like layered harmony or something.
Yeah.
That's your water if you didn't bring one.
I did bring one, but I might chug a lug too. We'll see.
Yeah. I've been noticing when I chug throughout the episode, I do feel a lot better the next day.
That's
Absolutely.
a great call.
Yeah. So I've been forcing myself. I've been finishing my water before the episodes are over lately. So that's been nice. And I see that we've got a whole bunch of Tylers in this place.
I'll make sure to drink this as well.
All right.
Smells
So
good.
pour number one, or pour letter
Letter
A.
A.
What you guys get on the nose? Anything?
It's creamy.
It does have a creamy kind of nose to it.
I had softness. I couldn't pick out anything. It's just it's not
That's
a harsh
that's a good
nose. It's
description.
soft.
So maybe weeded. Who knows?
Might be a little banana on there.
Don't say that. You're going to put a theme in my head.
No, and I feel like I get a little bit of some corn, maybe. Like once I really stick the schnoz in.
This. I'm getting like
But there's some lightness, like some.
vanilla pudding.
That could be.
When it's warm, when you like make it right away.
Yeah, like vanilla pudding. I'm going to
interesting.
laugh
It's
if it's
got
like way off.
It's got a thick, nice layer on the glass that it's leaving.
Yeah, it does.
Oh, you got some nice legs, big boy.
Thank you, but I was talking about the bourbon. Oh, that's not bad.
He does not skip leg day.
That's one thing our gym doesn't do. We don't really skip leg day.
No, if anything, where there's like multiple leg days.
Yeah.
It'll be like front squat,
Which is
deadlift,
interesting.
and
But there's so
all
much
that.
of what we do in our stuff that is required to be strong in the legs. So, even from the ergs perspective, you got, except for the ski, you've got the echo, the rower, and the bike.
Yeah.
You've got to have strong legs, and then the cleans and the deadlifts and the snatches. Like if you're not, if your legs aren't strong, you're not getting those things overhead. The mouth experience on this is pretty pleasant. It's got a little bit of a buttery kind of,
Yes.
not a flavor, but a buttery texture, like a
Oh,
a
yeah.
thickness to it.
There's viscosity to it.
Yeah.
There's a little
But
of that corn note coming
soft.
through.
It is still kind of soft though in the flavor. on the
Comes
palate.
across a little youthy.
Yeah, there's butter. There's a little corn, buttered popcorn maybe, but the great texture on the tongue.
It is. That second drink I had, I let it linger in my mouth a little bit longer, and I got a little bit more of a visceral heat to it. What would you guys guess the proof is on this, if you had to?
Less than 100, but like greater than 90.
I could see that maybe. I was thinking like in the 100 to 105 range.
Okay.
Could
Could be right at 100.
Yeah, no. It might,
If you're kind of like, I'd meet you in the middle there.
Yeah. Neath that old Georgia pine.
I'm just shy of 100,
No one?
I think.
Nothing?
Yeah.
Diamond Rio?
The band?
I know the song.
Meet in the Middle?
It's been a long time since I've listened to them.
Oh, me too. They were 90s, man. They were awesome.
Yeah.
All right.
Nothing like 90s country.
What do you guys think of this? What's your feedback?
I'm not mad at it.
Same.
No, it doesn't blow me away.
No.
I'd give it probably a 2.5 or something, maybe 2.75.
I'm around the same.
I feel like it's a really simple pour. There's not a lot of complexity to it.
Right.
What you taste is kind of what you're going to get in the next sip. I think after a few sips, though, I think it would burn out.
I feel like it is already.
It's not something you like drink all night long.
Right.
I don't feel like it's telling me a story. I feel like I've gotten everything I'm going to get out of it. On my 4 or 5 drinks so far, I feel like everything it's had to tell me, it's told me already. And that 2.75 was out of 30, by the way. No, just kidding. Just kidding. Out of 5, as always.
I'd probably be about the same, 2.7, 2.6.
Yeah. I mean, I'd say, I don't want to be 2.5, but I'd say 2.5 to 2.75 in that range for me.
Yeah, the viscosity is what brings it up a little notch for me.
That's why I was
'Cause
hovering
I
around
like it.
2.75. Is that otherwise without the viscosity, I'd say a 2.5.
So you said 90s, and it made me think of something. So was it last night? I think it was last night. You know, classic, like scrolling through Netflix. I can't find anything I want to watch. It's that classic, like you go to the fridge and it's full, but there's nothing you want to eat, right?
Reminds me of a joke. Don't let me forget to tell it.
I found a movie that I started watching, and I'm like, son of a bitch, this is amazing. I hate that, like, younger people will never enjoy this movie because it's older. But The Great Outdoors with John Candy and Dan Aykroyd. It is amazing. I'm halfway through. I want to finish it tonight. And
So
like,
they haven't had their blowout argument yet?
not yet, no. I'm not too far in. I didn't have a lot of time.
So have they gone and done the old 96er yet?
No, they're not. They're
So
doing, they
pay
just did the jet
attention to
boat.
this. So this is a missed flub in the editing.
Okay.
They go to have the old 96er. They come back to the house. The raccoons have gone through the garbage.
Again.
But this time they had put the garbage in the house, thinking the raccoons couldn't get to it. So
Yeah.
they get into the house and get to the garbage.
Uh-huh.
Well, John Candy is all full, right? So they all run, and then he throws up, and then they all run back in. So they run out of frame together, and then they run back in like he just threw up, basically. But what you'll see in the 16:9 version, which was missed on the edited for TV version,
Because it was 4x3 by then.
right? They run off frame, but they're still Dan Aykroyd's still in frame, and he goes 1, 2, 3, and they all run back in.
Oh, that's awesome.
So like you could tell it was
Yeah.
like a
Yeah.
You can see the flub of them coming back in at the same time
Yeah.
together. But he's like 1, and he's like bobbing his head up and down, and then as soon as he gets to 3, they all run back in like, oh my god, it's pretty funny. But another thing I've found out about that movie, which is pretty cool to me, the movie ends right where he basically tells a story.
No spoilers.
to John Candy about how at his wedding he overheard him saying that, whatever is one crooked son of a bitch.
Yes.
He's talking about Dan Aykroyd. And he's lying. And John Candy was drunk, so he just believes him because he's the good guy in the movie. So he's like, well, if you said I said it, then I must have said it. I'm sorry, basically. And he uses that as a way to milk money into an investment, air quote investment. He's actually just taking money.
Yeah,
he's just basically taking money from him. And then as they leave, the wife is talking to Dan Aykroyd saying, I can't believe, after all that, we still come together as a family and you get him, he probably doesn't even have that. He probably had to borrow from the kids' college funds and blah, blah, blah. And so Dan Aykroyd starts to feel guilty. They turn around and drive back. Supposedly, the original movie, none of that was supposed to happen. So they were supposed to basically find out he was bankrupt and have a little blowout, but find out he's bankrupt and then offer to let him stay with him, basically. Not have that little coming to Jesus, forgiveness moment of like, oh shit, he's, becoming a better person type of thing. It wasn't supposed to be like that. But I like the way they ended it. I think it ended better that way. So one of my favorite parts of that movie, there's a whole bunch of little parts in the movie, but one of my favorite parts is when they go see the guy that's 107 years old or something like that, and they go to the birthday party.
They get the pictures.
And they don't know, and the kids are climbing all over him, and the guy's trying to tell him, like, hey, and they're like, oh, he's fine. I'm sure he's loving it. And no, he died earlier tonight. But they don't know that, and they're climbing all over him, getting pictures and stuff. And then the other part is the guy that gets hit in the head,
struck by lightning.
7 times.
Like
77 times in the head. But he's stuttering because of how many times he got hit. And he's gotten hit so many times. It's just kind of funny.
And I really remember, there's that animated story where he's talking about, the bald-headed bear, or, shooting it and becoming the bald-headed bear.
Yeah.
And, that's what made me a little sad. I was like, so when I was a kid and watched that, or even, 12, it was you're so into that moment. But now with kids and there's so many electronics and tablets, and you're like, this is stupid. That would never happen. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's sad that they don't get that same experience that we had with it as kids. You know what I mean?
Well,
you're so
and then later on at the end of the movie, he takes another shotgun and blows his ass.
Yeah.
Remember, the fur comes off his ass, and now he's bald headed and he's bald assed.
Yeah.
So
we find it so hilarious, but others don't.
And then the argument, little things, the more adult type things in the movie that you don't pick up on as a kid, but when the wife of Dan Aykroyd's talking to the wife of John Candy and talking about how she pleases herself by leaning up against the washing machine as it's in the spin cycle. And then so later on when they get in an argument, she yells at her and goes, go find yourself a spin cycle. And John Candy goes, yeah, go find yourself a spin cycle. And he turns to his wife, he goes, what the hell does that mean? But he just says it, because she said it, just backing up his wife, pretty
the
funny.
Sandlot.
Yeah. Just,
I'm getting old. I like those late 80s movies that and all
that. And Uncle Buck is good.
Yes.
I mean, honestly, John Candy was on a roll for a minute. He just played this great, lovable character. He was like the Tommy Boy of that generation.
He was.
Almost.
Planes, Trains, and Automobiles.
Yeah, Planes, Trains, and Automobiles. But what was, who am I thinking of?
You're talking about Chris Farley?
Chris Farley,
yeah.
Thank you. I don't know why I couldn't think of his name. He's Tommy Boy to me.
Yeah, and I'll stop after this. But he's sitting there on the porch, and he's got this sweater on and his loafers, and I was like, okay, I couldn't remember what year it came out. So it came out in 88. And I was like, what year was John Candy born? So he was born in 1950. So he's 38 in this. And I'm like, oh my God.
But he looks like 50.
He looks like he's 48 or 50.
Yeah.
And I'm like, he was only 38.
Have you seen some of the memes out there that show people when they were in the shows, like Roper from Three's Company?
Yeah.
In that show, he looks like he's in his 60s.
Oh, yeah.
He's 50.
It's just, and I think they say that
all the smoking and
they said all
people
all that,
just didn't work out.
There was no awareness of their health back then.
Yeah, people didn't work out and exercise. They just didn't do it. If you didn't have a laborious job, that's what you looked like at 50 years old because you didn't take care of yourself. You ate whatever, you drank whatever,
potatoes every night,
and you smoke whatever. Which I'm not against taking potatoes every night. I don't think that's going to hurt you as much as just not being active. That sedentary lifestyle after you're done working in an office all day and you come home and read the paper, eat dinner, and then go to bed. Basically. Maybe if you're lucky, if it's your birthday, you have sex with your wife, but otherwise you go to bed. All right, what do we get on the second pour? We're on pour B, right?
On A, though, I want to hedge. You know what it kind of reminded me of?
Buckle up.
This is just a guess.
Of an actual brand. I thought you were going to tell us a story of when you were a kid.
Yeah, no. I
When
didn't
Father
have,
Reach
it
around
wasn't
used to
quite-
talk to you in the
Put me in the corner.
Confession.
in the confession booth.
Got some good advice.
It was a glory hole. That's not where the slider usually is. Why is it this low?
Why is it so low? Yeah.
I mean, I thought it was funny when they put a screen in the hole, but no. It was kind of like an OESF, one of those 100 proofers that they had come out with.
Oh, the Four Roses
yeah,
ones?
that's what I'm thinking.
Yeah.
Like a Four
I didn't get any
Roses-y-
mint.
I didn't get
No.
the mint. It wouldn't have been an F. It might have been a K or something like
Yeah.
that. But it would have definitely
like
not.
one of
It
those
definitely
newer
wasn't the
red
mint.
label.
That's a good call out.
Maybe
It seemed a little young for that because they're usually like 7-8
That's
years.
where I'm going to go. But proof wise, I could see where you might think that. But I wouldn't be surprised if it was. I'd be surprised if it was an F. Like an OESF.
Yeah, agree.
That I didn't get any herbal or minty
Those
earthiness
pop
to it.
to me every
yeah, me
time.
too. That's almost like a dead giveaway. Mm-hmm. Dead giveaway.
I don't know what I'm smelling on this one.
I haven't nosed it yet. Oh, now this one. This one has a nice nose
Yeah.
so far.
I'm getting bubble gum.
I'm feeling like I'm getting a little more complexity on this nose than I
am getting bubble gum, but it's great bubble gum.
like bubble tape.
Yeah.
like
It's not
Big
unpleasant,
League
though.
Chew grape.
But it's grape.
yeah.
I don't mind like grape bubble gum or like anything like that. It's just like original bubble gum flavor that I don't like. I could be way off, but I'm
You
getting
think this
great
one
bubble
could be
gum.
almost French oak finished?
I can't get past grape right now. That's just me.
I mean, it's got a spiciness that makes me think.
oh, I don't get that.
No, on the drink.
Oh, I haven't
just
tasted- I'm
I
sorry.
just took a
Okay.
drink. But holy shit,
Let
that
me cleanse my palate.
the grape.
Did it come through on the mouth?
I think so on the palate. I wasn't getting it as much as you were on the nose, but on the palate, I think I did.
Well, my surface area is much greater than
It's like a
yours.
flat grape, soda.
It was like there was a visceral reaction that I was not expecting after having two whiskeys.
Yeah.
And then as the visceral reaction kind of faded away, there was a grape underlying flavor to it to
Or
me.
grape nerds, maybe, or like a flat grape soda, something like along those lines.
the mouthfeel. I'm sorry, mouth texture, whatever we say
Mouth
these
experience.
days. Yeah, there we go.
It hasn't changed in a year, but whatever.
I know. The mouth
Experience.
strip club is spinning in
Making
my
our
mouth.
way to the stage.
This I enjoy this.
Great.
Should we graduate from mouth experience to mouth explosion?
How about mouth eruption?
So yesterday 2 days ago when I was in Chicago, I bought a Diet Coke and I grabbed it, not even looking. I would have never done this. And it was a bottle. You know how they have the names
The names.
on it? Guess what name was on it?
Oh my! I have no
Fucking
freaking idea.
Tyler.
Oh,
So I was going to send a picture of Tyler and be like, God, you taste really good once you get in the mouth.
that or you should have Trina take a drink and
Yeah.
be like, "Oh, Tyler's in Trina's mouth
Yeah.
again."
Oh, that would have been even better. Damn it, I didn't even think of that. Fuck. Damn it, that would have been
Next
good.
time. You
I
know he's
know,
not gonna
right?
listen.
Son of a bitch. No, but I would have sent him a picture.
Yeah.
Damn it, that would have been good. All right, so go back for another drink. I've only had one so far. Have you guys
Same.
had more than one?
JD's almost done.
He's formulating his next story, his next oral history of his family.
Yikes.
I really like this.
Yeah, this one,
Great, like
this second drink.
yeah.
Not sure why I got a visceral reaction on the first one after having two whiskeys before this, but this second drink, this one I feel like I could sit with and it's going to tell a
Yeah.
story.
Yeah,
all
no,
night
absolutely.
long.
I'm kind of at the 107 proof point on this, maybe 108.
I would agree with that.
I would not. So this is interesting. It's got I feel like this is more of a rye based, but because of that grape, I wouldn't be surprised if this wasn't a Weller CYPB or whatever.
Oh man, those
Because
are,
I get that grapiness in those.
Yeah.
But the finish is making me think it's not weeded. So I don't think that's what it is.
I was thinking,
But I wouldn't be surprised if it
I was thinking Maker's French oak cask.
I don't have a freaking clue if I'm being honest.
You mean just like 96 or the French,
Cask strength French oak at 46. Yeah, Maker's 46.
the 46 cast strength?
Mm-hmm.
Maybe.
Oh, I don't know if it's that.
I don't ever get grape on those though. And I don't feel the softness. I get more softness on those, I feel like.
Am I influencing you guys with my grape, you think?
No, I think if I may not have picked it up as grape.
Yeah.
But there was definitely something there.
This is just like tongue coating. It lingers.
This one's much better than the first one. I would give this one like a 3.3.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm 3.334.
Yeah.
Absolutely, man.
Without the R, you get gape, and I could just shovel this in.
No, the grape is definitely there. I don't think you influenced me by just pinpointing what I was tasting. Because I'm generally pretty good at saying I don't get that.
Right.
But if it's there, the influence will affect me for sure because it'll let me put a memory to the taste. Mm-hmm. And that's what I'm getting. I do agree. It's almost like
that grape's on the finish for a while.
That's what I mean. It's a long, lingering grape finish, and I can't remember a lot of things that I get grape on other than the CYPB.
It does taste like grape Big League Chew.
Yeah, I get like grape bubble gum, and like it's not unpleasant though. It's not.
Generally, when I do the CYPB though, I get peanut butter and jelly.
Same.
So not just grape. So it may not be that. That's why, and plus it's a little more spicy on the finish to make me think it's not a wheater. So I'm trying to think of what else I get grape on. I can't remember anything.
I get grape on Old Charter Oak, French Oak from Buffalo Trace.
So like I could see something like
really
that.
Heavy,
that extra
grape.
spice and I could see that on a Charter Oak.
But that's only 90 proof.
Yeah, this feels like it's a higher 10 something.
Did you rate this, JD?
Not yet. I'm gonna give it like a 3.3.
Yeah,
Gotcha.
we're all in alignment.
Is that what you
there.
said?
Yeah, I said I was around 3.334, something like that. Yeah,
I said 3.3. I think.
Yeah, you did.
Like this is something I'd like to have again.
Same. Yeah. Well, maybe you can once the reveal happens.
Hey, I might have it.
I mean, we don't know. That's the thing.
I feel like I need like a little drum roll each time, like. Brrr.
That sounded like the drum roll from the
Christmas Vacation.
Christmas Vacation.
Yeah.
I think that's what he was going for.
Can you guys roll your R's like that? I know I'm slacking. I'm getting on it.
No, you're doing good. All right, so we're moving on to Pour C.
Give a good rinse after that one because that one had a really good.
There was a lot going on there, which was nice. So I just ordered some of our own glasses.
Oh, I need to do that.
I got rocks glasses, and I think I mentioned this on last week's episode, but they're shipping, and so I'm supposed to get them here next week.
Nice.
I'm pretty pumped because I like a good rocks glass, and I'm very excited to see. And I think we can change it if we don't like it, but I'm excited. This is a rocks glass style that I've never had before, so I'm excited to kind of see how it turns out.
Yeah, I'm intrigued to see it as well.
Yeah, so hopefully next week when you're here, you'll see him. That's my hope. And but yeah, if you're interested in some Bourbon Hunters glassware, this is the thing. Even if you don't care what it says on there, I would tell you, if you don't have anywhere else to buy something from or another podcast that you listen to buy something from, and you're looking for some good glassware, we have some good glassware. And it's not because it's Bourbon Hunters. It's because Distillery Products is the one who makes it. And their stuff has been super sturdy for us. Like everything that they've made, I run it through the dishwasher every time. The etching never comes off. So like it's laser engraved. It's not just like etched on there where it comes off like some of these cheap ass distilleries we go to. I run all my stuff through the dishwasher just because I'm lazy.
It's easier, yeah.
It's so much easier.
There's squatty potties on there still.
Yes.
Because I cracked my last one.
Oh, you did?
On accident. So I've got those fucking quartz countertops that are.
Oh yeah.
If you barely like just bump one.
Yes.
And the only reason I was hand washing is because like. I'm weird, man. There wasn't hardly anything in the dishwasher, and I'm probably going to have a.
You're not going to waste a dishwasher, and you want to drink it tomorrow.
Exactly.
I'm right there with you.
I always hand wash all my glasses.
And I was just in a hurry, and it just like nicked.
We tasted that shit when we were doing our fucking Elijah Craig barrel pick.
The soap,
the soapy. Oh, this one has a nice.
A lot of
finish.
times, I'll be honest, I won't even. If I put soap on there, it's like you put it on the sponge just a tiny bit, and you squeeze it a couple times.
If you ever watch,
I don't really need to though.
If you ever go to these places, they tell you don't even really need to use soap. Use warm water.
And my vials, that's all I use.
Yeah, warm water.
I just like. I feel like you can see the bubbles like rise and then like overflow, and then you're like, okay, it's good.
That's how I do it too. That's so funny.
I have one of those bar glass cleaner things.
Is that how you do it?
He went reverse grip on the penis.
I mean, that's how you got to do it.
It's kind of like The Stranger.
Yeah, it's where my brain
You
went.
got to sit in your hand first, make it fall asleep.
That's the other Stranger. All right, we're in Pour C. So, real quick. Trina and I were always trying to find some things that we've never watched before, and we'll binge it over the summer after all of our regular shows go off. We've gotten into a show that's on Showtime Max or Cinemax, HBO, whatever, HBO Max. It's called Hacks. It is
H-A-X or
H-A-C-K-S, and it's
Okay.
basically about
If
a
it was like shiny trendy.
female comedian who is kind of past her prime. She has a residence in Vegas because she has a nightly show in Vegas. So think about like a Carrot Top or something like that. But it's a female comedian. She's in her probably 50s, 60s. I think she's in her 60s most likely, and she is basically coming to the end of her run.
Lampanelli?
No,
Well,
Jean Smart, I think's her name. Jean. I don't remember. I think that's what it is. Anyway, so she hires a writer to kind of freshen up her shtick, right? And she doesn't write jokes for her. She helps her write jokes about her life and incorporate them into her show, in like the flow and stuff like that. Really cool show so far. We're on season 3, I think.
Okay.
And I think there's like 5 seasons of it. It's been really good. I've actually laughed out loud a few times. The story's just really good. It's got Shooter McGavin in it.
Oh, nice.
It's got.
I love that he's typecast like that, by the way.
No, he's not. I mean,
I know, but everyone always calls him Shooter. Like people call.
because everyone knows who that is.
Yeah.
If I said his real name, no one would know
Exactly.
who he was.
It's like Stifler.
Right, but he's not typecast as a golfer or anything.
Yeah.
He's the owner of the hotel that she's playing in. And there's a whole bunch of like people playing themselves in it. There's like Carrot Top's in it, for example. I mentioned him.
Carrot Top.
he's
But like
jacked.
He is. Or he was. I don't know if he still is.
it's a pretty good show. I'm really enjoying it so far, and my wife and I are watching it. It's a good show to just kind of mindlessly watch and get some chuckles and just whatever. Anyway, so what do we get on the nose? This is Pour C.
Yeah. Have you seen the picture of Shooter McGavin with Tiger Woods?
Oh, July.
Yeah, Happy Gilmore,
Happy Gilmore 2.
Too. I have seen that, yeah.
Where it
There's like
says-
a meme, but I forget what it
Yeah,
says.
it says the greatest golfer in the world taking a picture with Tiger Woods.
Yes, that's what it is, yes.
Was it Happy Gilmore or was it Adam
No,
Sandler?
It's Shooter McGavin.
Shooter
Oh,
McGavin,
is it from his Instagram or Twitter page?
probably.
Because there is a Shooter McGavin Twitter account, and it's hilarious. If you ever watch it, like he's always like basically heckling the golfers, the real golfers,
That's
and the real,
funny.
and it's so funny. And so that sounds like something that would have come from his. I don't know if it's him. I doubt if it's him, but someone
Right.
made a Shooter McGavin Twitter page or Twitter handle, and they just heckle and just totally do stuff like that all the time.
I recently saw him talking in an interview about Happy Gilmore.
I sent it to you.
You're the one that sent it to me?
Yes.
Yeah. Where he 30-foot putt.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's hysterical.
What was it? What does he say?
Well,
Eat that.
it took
eat that
9
baby, or something
tries. They're
that.
like, you get 11 attempts. If you don't make it after that, we're just going to cut.
We're gonna
the
cut
ball.
to the ball just falling in the
And he
hole.
That's
made it on the
funny.
9th putt, and he was like, choke on that,
Yeah,
baby.
choke on that baby. And so, like, that was like he was excited
Like
he actually made
ad-libbed,
it.
yeah.
Yeah, he was
But
excited.
that was
he made
never
it.
in the script. That
No.
was just what he came up with.
I love that.
But he told the people, he's like, listen, I'm sick and tired of all these golfing movies where you see them putt and then they cut to the ball going into the
Yeah,
cut.
I get
He's
it.
like, I want it to be an uncut going in. They're like, okay, we'll give you 11 tries. And that was like the 9th one or something. And he finally, but I think he was so excited he made it. And he's like,
Yeah.
choke on that baby.
Yeah, it
and
was
he does it.
hysterical.
Yeah.
And Shooter McGavin, you have an open invitation to sit with us anytime.
Oh, yeah, Shooter McGavin. Always welcome.
JT will get you around the tartan.
Yeah, we'll go play golf.
We should do that. We should really reach out to him. Hey, you come into town, be on our podcast, get yourself here on your own because we can't afford it to get you here. But we will get you a round of golf. Maybe get Adam Sandler too.
Hey, how do I get one of them
Dude,
big
that would
checks?
be-
Could you imagine?
I hope that he shows up in just like mesh shorts that are like down to his knees, like
100%
classic
how
Adam
he would show
Sandler.
up. That's what he does for everything.
I would be his caddy. I would like emulate the caddy from fucking Happy Gilmore.
Yeah.
I'll use a cracker for my ball marks.
He's like, I think it's breaking from left to right. No, that's because you're only wearing one shoe.
Yeah. He sees the quarter.
All right,
Yeah.
let's nose this. Come on, back on track.
I took a little sip and it's very, very good.
It's full of fruit.
Are we
notes.
going like best to worst? Is that what's happening
That's
here?
it. You mean worst to best?
That's what I said.
Yes. It feel they were getting progressively
That's what I meant
better.
to say.
Dyslexic?
That's what I said.
Yes.
Dyslexia. I believe in dog.
I love lamp.
When it hit me, when I took a little sip, it hit me in, the sides of the tongue that were really. It was really freaking good.
Yeah. So you
The
already took
nose,
you already took a sip,
I
huh?
did. I underpoured myself.
I'm definitely
so
getting a little
it's
bit
okay, though.
of fruitiness.
I had the same fruit too. I was like strawberry,
Yeah,
like
maybe some
berries,
strawberry.
berries.
On my episode,
Berries and cream.
I get that absolutely.
You get the berries.
On my episode with the mashup, I talked about hymen pour, and
Nice.
they beeped me out.
Did they really?
Hymen pour.
Has that published already?
Yep.
You're getting censored all the time.
They beeped out hymen.
Yeah.
Hymen's not a cuss word. That's
It's a
not
medical word.
And I
That's
knew
not an explicit word.
I knew he was going to do it, so I said it twice.
Did both of them get it?
Yeah.
Why would they beep that?
Do you know what the beep was? It was Ryan Alves saying beep.
But why would they beep that? That's not an explicit term. That's
I
a
know.
medical term.
It's a medical term.
It is a medical
It'd be like
term.
saying like peanut, like.
But you know
penis,
what?
like-
The Black and Brown podcast,
Yeah.
who, by the
Oh,
way,
yeah.
they do their seasons differently than us. I think they do 16 episodes a season. They just started their 15th season.
Damn.
They start at the same time as we do.
Yeah.
So we're on season 6, but we do 50 episodes a season.
Yeah.
They do 16, and so they're they're at this around 300 episodes or so.
Gotcha.
But anyway, they just
I know.
they
It's great,
have
right?
the Black and Brown podcast to open up their most recent season has so to open up season 2 they did the 10 commandments of bourbon, and then to open up this season they're doing amendments to their 10 commandments.
Oh, that's funny.
Are we going to do another collab with them?
I would like to. I
Agree.
I mean, honestly, I love listening to their podcast. It's very laid back. It's been fun to watch the evolution of their podcast. If you go back and listen to the beginning, and they just don't know much about anything. They just know they like bourbon.
Yeah.
And they're learning things as they go. And now, if you listen to them, they're very knowledgeable about their bourbon, about their whiskey, about the industry and the distillers and the distilleries. And they actually made reference to the Middle West acquisition of Old Elk
Nice.
on there, too, because their first barrel pick they ever did was at Old Elk. Well, they did one with TSR for some weeded whiskey, I think. I can't
But you
remember.
sent them some Middle West stuff
They
as
did,
well.
and they love Middle
Yeah.
West because of that. But their very first pick they did was at Old Elk. They went out on site, went to Old Elk to Colorado. They did a trip together, and then but they so they're interested,
Yeah.
just like we are. They're intrigued, like what's going to happen.
This is really freaking good. I'm almost out.
So when I was working the party at the Muirfield place for Echo, I met a couple guys who have a podcast called the Believe in Buckeyes podcast. Former Ohio State Buckeye players.
Who
I
are
didn't
they?
know if you knew them or not.
Who are they?
Chimdi Chekwa
Chekwa, yeah.
Hope it's
and
not
Bryant
Kyle Snyder.
Browning.
Huh?
Bryant Browning.
Yes, I know. They
Both
were
defensive backs.
players. Yeah. I was going to say.
Yeah. They came over to the
Chikwa
table.
was a good
That's
D-back.
Yeah,
DB.
I feel like I remember him.
Yeah, it was good. And then Browning was good too. I think Chikwa was better if I remember right. But they were both good. Mm-hmm. Yeah. What's their podcast about?
I guess everything that has to do with Ryan Day and the Ohio State Buckeyes football.
Oh, so it's
Could get
a
some-
sports
Yeah.
podcast
Yeah.
specific to
Yep.
the football. That's cool.
I talked to them about our podcast, so hopefully they'll check it out.
Oh yeah.
Maybe we should have them on and we can talk sports and drink
Yeah.
some
Hey, that
bourbon.
would be
Hey.
a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Did you get their information?
No.
In a true fritter gaff, which is unlike you.
That is very unlike me.
Because you're a Penn State fan, you jackass. You sabotaged it. You fucking
I sat
saboteur.
there, they sat there talking to me for like 25 minutes.
You
too.
saboteur. You could have gotten their information. We could have had a collab
Well-
where they come on and drink some bourbon. We talk sports for an hour. We love sports. Everyone on
Yeah.
our freaking show is a sports hound.
You can, I'm sure, leave a comment on their podcast and say, "Hey,
Yeah.
I talked to you at
I'll
Muirfield."
do that.
da-da-da-da."
I'll do
yeah,
that.
try to
Absolutely.
stir something up.
Yep.
See what we can do because I'd love to have people on here talking about football.
And I'm
when
still-
we had Big Chief on.
Oh, yeah.
From the Bourbon Road, we were at the Justin's House of Bourbon, and we sat and talked football the entire time. I was right before the playoffs started. That
Is he a Texas Longhorn?
huge Texas Longhorn fan.
Do you know what I'm getting on this on the finish?
You guys are.
This is delicious.
I'm on the finish of this. I'm getting Werther's Original is what I'm getting, like a butterscotch candy. You know how there's like savory and all that. Like that's what I get on the
what would you
finish
guess
of this.
the proof of this one is?
I'm in this range again. I'm like greater than
112.
100. I feel like I'm greater than 100, but less than 110, like 108.
That's kind of where I'm
107.
at too. You guys are really enjoying this, but I'm thinking this is about the same as the last one for me.
Really? This is very like Werther's original for me.
I'm getting that.
I give this one a 3.5, which is 2.2 more than
yeah,
the last
I'm there. I'm
one.
3-4.
I'd say 3-3 again.
I'm
This
3-4.
is very. Listen, the second one I had was really good.
Same.
That grape really
Yeah,
stuck with
different
me.
experiences.
This
though.
is different experience. This is good as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They've all been good.
The first one was a little underwhelming, though, I feel. Maybe because
I tasted youth, even if it wasn't
Yeah.
there. I tasted youth.
But
Maybe
what-
that was the
it
design
had great
of it.
viscosity, though,
What
still.
if we had it after one of these, though? Like, what if
It's
the order
interesting.
was different?
No. Sometimes that's why.
What if he made the order what it is to get better each?
I mean,
Yeah.
I was never told to do A, B, C, D in order. I just...
It's kind of implied.
Right.
Otherwise, you send one that says A, the second one's Roman numeral 10, and the third one is, pi.
3.14.
Right, seriously, like
What kind of pie?
cherry cobbler.
Ooh.
Cap City?
I like some pecan pie.
Listen, I'm going to Cap City as soon as we're done here.
Nice.
I'll probably get a couple bourbon and waters.
Oh,
I-
I still have to try one of those.
Yeah, you do.
I do want to say already, thank you for these. These are delicious, whatever they may be. Oh, I fucked that one up a little bit.
That'll be all right. No one's.
But yeah, I'll reach out to those guys and see if I can't orchestrate something.
All right,
I
so
still-
we're now on numero D.
Yes.
Correctamundo.
Yes. And I'm still trying to work a Brady Quinn podcast.
That'd be nice. Get him and AJ Hawk on there together.
Mm-hmm.
They're related now
Yeah.
by marriage.
To
I
each
could talk
other?
I could talk to AJ Hawk about being divorced from his best friend's sister.
That's like a pixie stick.
You already drink it?
No.
He smelled it. There's a lot of confection sugar for sure.
Oh yeah, I get that.
I would have maybe said sweet tart, but I feel like a pixie stick is just a ground up sweet tart.
Yeah.
It's probably all the same company. And it's probably all the
Oh,
same
for sure.
product, just in different ways to ingest.
Pixie sticks like the shit that falls off the conveyor belt. That it's like sweet.
Yeah. What are we gonna do
Or
with
it's
this?
like the sweet tarts
You
that,
know
like,
what?
yeah.
Put it in a paper straw.
Yeah.
People could snort it. They can
Dude,
put it in their mouth. They
in
can do whatever they
elementary
want with
school, everyone knew a kid that snorted pixie
Oh.
sticks.
I was just about to say,
Yes.
do you
Always.
think pixie sticks are just sweet tarts for cocaine addicts?
There was always some fucking dipshit that would snort that stuff, and then they'd be like, "It burns." And I'm like,
What if Cocaine Bear snorted pixie
It's
sticks?
not
Cocaine bear.
dipshit.
Instead.
It's called fun dip.
fun dip in the milk stick.
The
Remember
milk
that?
stick.
Yeah.
I don't know why he called it milk.
I don't know. That was so weird.
Is that what they called it? Was a milk stick?
It's called a
Yeah.
milk stick. I don't know why.
Maybe
Because it was
because
white.
It was white. I don't know.
But like,
You know what else is?
what a chalk stick. I don't know.
Your beard?
Yes. The French.
I like that JD's the youngest, but has the grayest, whitest beard of
Right?
all of us.
It's the French tickler.
I don't know any French people. All right, what do we get on that?
Confection sugar for sure.
Yeah, confection sugar. That's there for 100%.
I just can't wait for the reveal.
I know.
Oh,
me too.
there's some caramel underneath.
Oh, mouth
Mouth eruption.
the mouth experience is really good,
It's really sweet. Yeah.
but there's something funky to this. It makes me think it's a little
You're right.
like an older, maybe.
It's tannic.
Well, it's got some tannins, but it's also got some funk that makes me think it's like an older, like dusty bourbon, maybe.
Yeah.
This is tannic for sure. This is interesting.
But this is it's a familiar flavor.
Oh, I have no idea what this is.
God, I just had a flashback of Van Wilder. Have you guys ever seen Van Wilder?
Yes.
When they're like, oh, it tastes so familiar, and they're eating those donuts
Cannolis.
With the fucking
with
dog.
the dog
yeah.
jizz
Yeah, the
inside of it.
cannolis.
And
Like,
they're
oh, it's so
And he's
gooey.
like, they were
They're
donuts.
donuts.
They were
They were
big
like Long Johns.
I
Yeah.
thought
They were Long
cannolis.
Johns.
Yeah.
And he's like pouring the semen into his mouth.
Because he's got that big old bulldog. And like,
and the bulldog's balls were this
Yes.
big, and then when they were done, they were like little.
Yeah.
Oh God, that was such a good movie.
One of my favorite things that I always
We're
remember.
going to have to thank them.
And every time I hear this name, I think of it. He was like, "Oh, Eileen." You know what that is backwards? He was like, "I moan."
You mean Naomi?
Or Naomi. Fuck, that's what it was. I don't know where Eileen came from.
What the fuck kind of
I don't know where Eileen came from.
fucking
I
illiterate
don't know.
nonsense was that?
You're right. But it's Naomi. You're 100% right.
Well,
He's like,
yeah, we say that to Naomi at the
do
gym all
you?
the time.
Okay.
Yeah.
But when I heard that, I
I
was
call
like,
her Imone every once in a while.
I was like, I don't know, fucking in college when I saw that movie, like, oh, you're right, it is.
It's like that stupid reel where she was like, her name's Lana, but you might remember it if you spell it backwards.
I went to school in the 90s, right? Into college in the 90s, right? And every bar you went to that had dancing would play "Come On, Eileen," right?
That's maybe where my brain was going. I don't know.
And
That's a lot of people.
my roommate's mother was named Eileen. And so we had the best fucking time. His name was Kevin Chan. We would just give him the shit all the time that song came on. Like, oh, your mom's anthem, like whatever. And so he was hilarious.
Boo, cocky!
This is getting more viscous.
Is
the
it?
second drink.
I thought it was very viscous on the first drink.
I think the first drink I couldn't get past the tannins. Like that's what just like stuck out to me.
The nose is fantastic.
It is. I agree. It's weird.
I feel like I've had this before.
It's weird to me. I don't want to say the nose is youthful, but just being so sweet, sometimes I think it's youthful. But then the palate doesn't coordinate at all with it.
I know I could be 100% wrong, but I feel like I'm 95% sure that I've had this before.
At Jason's?
Maybe this almost feels like it could be an Elijah Craig 18.
I could see that.
Oh, the one we had from Eric?
No, that was more cherry cola.
Yeah, it's
and
true.
I've got that bottle still unopened. I'm excited about when I finish my one bottle and get to that bottle because that's what's making me think it may not be. It's very cherry. There's no.
I think
cherry.
it's higher proof than 90 though.
Yeah, that's the other thing. Because I'm getting a very, very strong.
But most Dusties weren't high proof.
Front of the tongue.
That's a good point.
I'm getting a front of the tongue high proof, like feeling.
Yeah.
Which it might not be proof. It might be something else. I don't know.
It could be that low barrel entry proof too.
What do you guys rate this one?
I mean, I feel like I've been around like 3.3, 3.4 for the last three of them. They're
I'm going to say this one's maybe a touch better than the previous two, 3.4 for me. So like a point better.
I feel like C has been. I don't know. B and C are.
I like C the best. I think
B and C are neck and neck.
All right.
I like them both for different reasons.
So B and C are your
Yes,
leaders.
yes.
I think D might just be my leader by a hair. B and C were pretty equivalent to me.
Should we start the reveal?
Yeah.
All right.
So.
I'm going to start with A. Do you want to do it?
I'm C.
Yeah,
C,
that's fine.
C D
You
B
pour it.
A.
I'll reveal.
C D B A.
I'll hand the
All right.
envelopes.
So do you have any guesses as to what it is that we had? You said you've had a feeling when we tasted these.
I thought Four Roses for the first one.
He did. He thought it was one of the
You
new.
mentioned that, but you think that's what it was?
I think
He thought it was one of the new recipes that they like.
Yeah.
Well, not new recipes, but like.
the new 100 proof varietals.
Correct. Do you need your readers?
No.
Okay. The look on your face.
Well, I got excited for a second, and then I saw that was just in the background.
Okay.
He took pictures of what these were. So pour number A. Russell's Reserve Private Barrel Select Frankfurt Bourbon Society pick.
Wow.
That was a Russell's?
Wow.
9 years. It's a Camp Nelson F floor 4 proof 110. So you and I were right there with that proof. But the picture shows the back of the Russell's pick bottle, but right behind it is like a Russell's like 13, 15 or something. Or single.
So
Yeah.
this is A.
This is A.
So
Yeah.
Wow. I thought it was.
That did not taste like a Russell's to me.
No.
I am shocked.
it
But
doesn't
you know what?
surprise me that it was a Russell's.
I thought it was youthy.
I agree with that. It was 9 years old, and
But
I
it
thought
had
there
great
was
viscosity, though. We
great
talked about
viscosity.
that.
Great viscosity. So it was youthful tasting to me because of the corn. That's the only reason.
Yeah,
I tasted corn.
But being 9 years, that's really strange.
Right, that surprises me, to be honest.
I'm going to smell the empty
But it was
bottle.
only floor 4, so maybe that's part of it.
I can't smell shit.
All right, so we're moving on to B. So we
To
gave
B.
that one in the 2s, right?
We did, which is, man, I feel guilty. I'm a Russell's whore.
But you know what?
Bruce, I'm so sorry.
It's okay. I mean, I've had Russells that are in the 4.
Yeah.
We have one that just didn't live up to that for us. All right, so
Texas 2-year whiskey.
it's so funny. You thought the last one was a Four Roses, right? Okay, so this one, the proof, we thought was a little higher, right?
Yeah,
we thought it jumped up a little bit.
We did.
Proof was 116.
So we're right in there. Jumped up.
Yeah. Single barrel, limited edition from 2009.
Nice.
Distillery, Four Roses.
Wow.
Four Roses LE.
11 years old, OESQ. And it's a single barrel. This is before they were doing their limited edition, but this is the Four Roses single barrel from 2009 and aged 11 years, OESQ. So it was actually barreled in 1998.
Jeez, that's crazy to think about.
And you guys and we all immediately jumped up in this one. 3-3.
I would have been in 8th grade.
I was about to say, JD, were
I
you
was
in diapers?
college. I was dancing to Come On Eileen with my roommate.
I would have been, depending on where
when
it
it was
fell
barreled.
in the year.
When it was barreled.
A junior or sophomore in high school.
Yeah.
Depending on where it was barreled.
So
you know what? I
that's
was going to say
interesting.
real quick. What does it take for us to get above 4?
We've done it before. We've done it before. It's been some stuff that we knew what it was while we were tasting.
Yeah.
So that's the problem.
I think we're overly critical.
But even with Jason's blinds, I don't think we've ever reached a 4.
I know. That's what I was going to say.
I'm like,
I don't think that. I think we've given a 4-1 or something.
I
I
haven't.
don't know. I don't know if I have. I feel like I'm so critical.
Okay, so C. You guys, which one was your favorite? Did you guys ever
I said
say?
C.
We
said C.
were both on the fence.
Okay.
C or D.
They're so. I think I rated C higher.
What's
than B.
irritating is that same Russell's Reserve, whatever it is sitting.
background?
I wanted to grab it and pinch, but I can't do it because it's a print on an actual piece of paper. But it's sitting in the background on every one of these pictures. I think it's single Rick or 13 year or something. Anyway, so this is a 4-gate.
Wow.
And it's a blend of 6 and 7 year Kentucky bourbons and 8 and 9 year Indiana ryes. So it's 6 years technically.
Mm-hmm.
The proof is 111.7, which was we're right around it. This is Kelvin Cooperage or Kelvin collaboration number 4, finished in Australian Tawny Port, Barbadian dark rum casks. Which to me
Makes sense why I like
explains
it.
a lot about where some of that sweetness was coming
Yeah.
from. So that's interesting.
And you know my affinity for rum.
Yeah, and I love rum too. I love rum finished bourbons as well. Not just rum finished ryes are fine, but rum finished bourbons.
It's hard to find rum finished bourbons too.
The 4-gates are so good. They're pricey.
Yeah.
Agree.
They are pricey. And here's transparency. I've never ever bought a 4-gate,
I haven't either.
but I've tasted a ton of it.
Yeah.
Thanks to Jason.
Well, Jason, but also they were at, and I guess this is technically thanks to Jason as well. My first wild turkey pick ever was, and we stayed at the Swepson.
This is so nice.
The day of, we went to the wild turkey, came back, stayed in the Swepson that night. 4-gate joined us and brought a whole bunch of experimental
Oh,
stuff.
that's cool.
It was an amazing
That's really
experience.
cool.
It was so fun.
He brought a 4-gate once that tasted like Sprite. It was the fucking weirdest thing, but delicious. Oh, you got what? Oh, here we go.
So
Is it a Dusty?
My highest ranked was what?
It was D.
Yeah, the D. So
Give me the D.
poor D. 15 years old.
Yeah, we said it was tannic. Or I said it was tannic
Yeah.
at least.
Proof 112.5, which is kind of
Yeah.
right around where we said.
Yeah.
Augusta Wild Turkey Mash Bill distilled at Buffalo Trace.
Buffalo turkey.
Buff Turkey. It's a Buckner's 15-year single barrel. Augusta gift shop pick.
Very cool.
And I fucking love that one.
So,
Yeah.
okay, so it makes total sense because the one that Jason brought over was super candy forward as well.
It was. You're right.
You know, and it sucks that we didn't get it on the pod because we didn't record that
Right.
part, actually.
Well, we record.
What do you mean?
We thought we were recording it.
Yeah, we thought we did.
I thought Tyler just left.
And Todd sent me a message earlier.
No, I explained it.
Oh, you did? Okay.
Todd sent me a message earlier today. Looking forward to hearing our review on that bottle because he was on the pick with Jason.
Oh.
And he's got both of those.
Oh, really?
I got to break it to him that, it didn't actually get recorded.
Damn it. Maybe we'll have him bring it back on another episode. Or maybe have him included in the blind when he talked about it hosting us next time.
We should have him include that.
If he's willing. Because, I mean, that's a expensive bottle.
He's got enough bottles he can share.
Listen, I'm just
happy
that he shares what he does share.
Same.
So, real quick, I mean, nice little recap. This was a fun little blind. Guys, if you're listening and you are a fan of the show and you have some really cool stuff, or you just want to try to test us and see if, we're consistent, send us a blind. I'm totally fine with sending us like 4 vials. Reach out to us on Instagram. We can give you our address. You can send it to us. We'll do it on the episode. We'll do it on an actual episode. We'll record it. We'll give you credit for it. Just make sure you keep the bourbon and the reveal of what they are in
separate.
Separate. It doesn't have to be 4 separate envelopes. It can be 1 envelope with all 4. But because we're going to taste them all first and then reveal them at the end. So
this was really fun, and I really appreciate them sending that.
No,
I genuinely do.
This was a good mixture. And to be honest, in hindsight, I would say that the first one we drank was probably what would be, unless you just got some killer Russell's pick, which happens.
Yeah.
I've had some killer Russell's picks. But based on what we saw, I would think just on, a surface view of this, that the A pour would have been the least, rated of all these. And that's what it ended up being. This was good. This was fun. None of us knew. And these are all 4 things I've had Russell's Reserve, obviously. But the other ones I've never technically had any of these picks.
Yeah.
Same.
I've had Foregate, I've had Buckner's, I've had, Buff Turkey, but not this Buff Turkey. And what was the second one? Good talk, guys. Four Roses.
4 Roses. Yeah, I was
from 2009.
I kept Foregate kept popping in my head. I'm like, no, it wasn't Foregate. That was the next one.
I mean, these were things I've never had before.
Same.
So this was fun.
Same. Thank you for sharing this so much.
Thank
I
you,
said it
Todd.
once, but
100%.
thank you again.
Hopefully you enjoyed the episode. Thanks for joining in. We really enjoyed doing this blind. We love this format. So please send us stuff if you're able. But thanks for joining in. Catch us next week when we talk about who knows what. All right. Well, that wraps up this episode. Thank you for joining in on yet another hunt for great bourbon. Please give us a 5-star review anywhere you are listening. But if you don't, leave us some constructive criticism in the review so that we can better improve our show. But until then, sit back, grab a pour, kick up your feet, and enjoy some bourbon.
Tune in each week. Sit back. Tune in each week. Grab a pour. Tune in each week. Kick up your feet and enjoy. Kick up your feet and enjoy.
The Bourbon Hunters podcast has been craft distilled, produced, recorded, and edited by Dude Pool. For any feedback, questions, or episode ideas, please reach out to info@bourbonhunters.com.